These upcoming ping attempts are upcoming now. First, we're going to send some version 6 pings from router 2 to 3 over their shared subnet, then from 3 to 4 over their shared subnet, and we'll see first off what's going on there before we try any end-to-end pinging. So let's go right ahead and get started with that. There are really 3 different ways to send pings with IP version 6. And the first one is just to use the ping command and don't even bother putting IPv6 in, just follow it with a legal IPv6 address, and you should be fine. And no problem at all. That's router 3's address on the fast Ethernet 0/0 interface. And a lot of this looks awfully familiar. As a matter of fact, just about all of it looks familiar at this point, because first we got the type escape sequence to abort line. We know what that is. Control-Shift-6, Control-Shift-6. Same between version 4 and version 6. We're sending 5 100-byte ICMP echoes out. There's the address we sent them to. The timeout is 2 seconds. They came back and success rate is 100%. You can't ask for anything better than that. Let's look at another way to send that though, and that's by using IPv6 here. And there you go. So the packets came back very quickly. Our ping is successful and all is well. So you can also send an extended ping. Now you don't have to do this to use version 6 because you can use either one of these 2 options. But if you want to change the number of packets you're sending or something like that, just enter ping, and here where it asks you for the protocol and where we're so used to hitting enter, make sure to put in IPv6. And then you are going to have to enter your target. And let's say we wanted to send 10 pings and just accept all the others, and you can see everything is beautiful. It went right through. So you can use ping IPv6, or extended ping, and you'll be fine. The good news is all 3 ways the pings went right through. Just want to show you one thing here before we move on. I'll go ahead and put IPv6 in there. It's good reinforcement. When you get something like this, when you see very quickly the no valid source address for destination, one thing you might want to do is just check your address. Because what I did, I left part of the subnet ID out. I left the 1 out. And what it did, it tried to look it up, but there was just, no way. And we don't have a static route or any kind of default routing here. So again, anytime you see this combination of things, you see no valid source address for destination, make sure that you have entered the IP version 6 address correctly, especially at first, because you're getting used to it, and you're always, when you're doing something for the first time, you're thinking about it too much and you leave one number out and all of a sudden the ping doesn't work. So let's head over to router 3 and we'll just ping from there. No problem at all. That's router 4's address on its fast Ethernet interface. So we're all set there. And just for fun and just to show you that there actually is a router 4 in this lab, let's send a ping IPv6, and we'll do 2001. And ends in 3, and everything is beautiful. So we're able to send our pings then from 2 to 3 and from 3 to 4. But what do you think about end-to-end pinging right now? Think that's going to work? You think anything in IP version 6 is going to make that work? Is by looking at it, and from past experience in this course alone, we know that you're going to need some kind of static routing or dynamic routing protocol in IP version 4 to make that happen, because you're going from one subnet to the other. But what about version 6? You know what a good way to find out is? Try it. So let's send a version 6 ping here to 2001. And this, my friends, is a good old-fashioned ping timeout. And you'll notice with when I misentered that address earlier, only 1 packet even went out because it just immediately said we can't do it. Well, we sent all 5 ICMP echoes out here, and the timeout was 2 seconds. We saw that. And the success rate is 0 out of 5, which is, no matter what your business is, a really poor success rate. So just to make sure something isn't askew, let's go over to ping IPv6 on router 2. And that's the message we get. So when you see something like this, I double check what I've entered here as far as the subnet goes, and that is correct. So the problem is what? The problem is that router 2 doesn't have any idea where the 2001 all threes, all fours, one subnet is, and router 4 doesn't have any idea where 2001 all twos, all threes, one subnet is. Doesn't have any idea. And just to make sure of that, we got nothing. You know, we got a connected route that allowed us to ping router 3, and we have the local routes. We know about those now, but we don't have anything that's going to help us ping router 4. So that just failed immediately. And what we're going to do coming up next is start looking at our options for static routes, because we're saving dynamic routing protocols for later. We have 3 different kinds of regular static routes we can configure, and we're going to do all of those coming up next.